Big night for Hunter Gilland, and Red Oak is moving on to state. Hunter, what are the thoughts? What's going through your mind right now?
Well, I mean, I didn't have the best game last game, so I need to step up for my team for this game to head to state.
And you had a big night, 17 points in total for you. Speak to offensively what was clicking.
Well, I knew we needed to take the best shot with them because they're first in the state for rebounding, so take the best shot and it goes in, it goes in.
And offensively, I know tonight you guys had a little bit of foul trouble, and Coach Plank talked about you guys have battled that all year. Did you put maybe any more pressure or burden on yourself to have to step up knowing that guys like Baylor and Ryan and Caden were battling foul trouble?
I mean, it's tough when they go out, but I mean, just stay calm and play the game.
Where do you feel this game was won for you and your team tonight? What was it that was the reason you feel like?
Our defense was so good, and then we took the best shots and they ended up going in.
From your perspective, take us through the final minute or so. How nerve-wracking was it as they came back?
But I knew we needed to stay calm to win the game.
Now you guys head on to Des Moines. What's kind of the approach going to that? What do you expect your team going in?
Just play as a team. Play as a team and do what we do.
I hear Max Devries after Red Oak is moving on to state. Max, what are the thoughts right now?
It's crazy. It's better than anything that I've ever dreamed of in my life. Like, I'm just so happy right now.
You had a big night offensively, and you kind of needed to with the foul trouble that you guys picked up throughout. Take us through your night offensively. What was it that was working?
Well, I hit one early, and then they kind of pressed up on me. I mean, that's something that I've seen all year. They decided to face guard me, pretty much just drag me around the court. So I knew that I'm going to have to spread the ball out, get the ball to my teammates, and my teammates showed up like they have all year. And it clicked.
What is it that makes this team click?
Everybody. There's no weak spot on our team. I think there are some teams that game plan around a player being a weak spot that they can take advantage of. There's no weak spot on our team. You can't take advantage of our team.
Now you guys head to the state tournament, and I know you want to enjoy right now as you should, but as you guys get ready for the experience in Des Moines, what's the mentality going into it?
The mentality is, it's a grind, and this whole season's been a grind. I mean, we play in the Hawkeye 10, one of the hardest conferences in Iowa, and it's every night is physical and it's going to challenge you. And we're used to being challenged. We've done it. We've taken it. We've won all through here, and it's just nothing new for us.
All right, Blakebergeron, your senior year is going to end at the state basketball tournament. How does that sound?
I mean, it sounds impossible to most, but not to us. We expected it, and I mean, a lot of people are going to be shocked. No one expected us to win this game. We did, and I mean, that's all we needed was ourselves. Me and the whole team, we believed in ourselves, and I'm excited.
What is it that makes this team special?
We don't give up, and we might not be the tallest, we might not be the biggest, but we go out there and we play like it. I mean, we're not scared of anyone. We saw these guys' records, their point differential. I mean, we might have been underdogs, but we didn't care. We like being underdogs, and we're just not scared of anyone.
You mentioned, the never give up. They were up 6 early on, and that's kind of been a point this year where a lot of teams let them go on those runs. They fold. You guys didn't. And then late, you're up 10. They come back, get it down to 1, and you didn't fold. In a way, are those two kind of sequences a microcosm of your guys' team?
Basically. I mean, every game we've played this year has pretty much been close. There's only been maybe 1 or 2 where it's been a big point differential, and I think that's what bred us for February. I mean, we're just ready to go. Even if it's a close game, we're not scared.
Offensively, what do you think was a difference maker tonight?
Like I said, I mean, again, we're not playing scared. That guy was blocking shots, and we just keep going at him. And, I mean, don't let one missed layup or one block shot get in your head. Just keep shooting the ball, and don't be afraid to shoot it again.
You look at, where this program has been to over the last couple of years now. You go back to as a freshman, a sophomore. Did you ever think you guys would get to this moment?
I think if you told me as a freshman and sophomore, I would call you crazy, but I mean, as time came on, we were believing it more and more. I mean, we were instilling it in ourselves to get to this point, and it just happened. We made it happen. So,
go to Ryan Johnson now. Ryan, senior year, you get to finish it in Des Moines. What are the thoughts on that? It's gonna be pretty awesome.
It's amazing. It's not something I honestly would have ever expected, but obviously weren't really bad. And I think it's been 29 years since we've been there, so it's amazing.
Tell me about this game tonight. Obviously, an exciting game, I'm sure, to be a part of. Where do you feel it was won for you and your team?
I think we just wanted it more, to be blatantly simple. We just wanted it. We went out there, and no matter what they did, whatever run they went on, we took it back.
10-point lead with like 2 minutes to go, and all of a sudden it's down to a 1-point lead, and they've got a shot for a game winner. From your perspective, take us through that sequence. What was it that made the result the way it was?
It was a little bit of panic as they closed that lead, but I felt out, and I trust everyone on this team to play their butts off, and it was great.
Offensively, talk about your night. What did you feel you did well?
Just they were bigger, they were stronger than me. I will be honest about that, and I feel like I just played them well.
It felt like you guys, a lot of your offensive production came from kind of being able to sneak behind the defense on the backdoor cuts when their defenders would move up. Was that something coming in you thought was possible or likely?
Yeah, we watched a lot of film on them, and that was one of our keys that we really looked in on and made sure that we did.
State tournament next week. I know you guys are going to enjoy this, as you should, but what's the mentality going into Des Moines?
We got 3 games. We got to win them all.
All right, Coach, when the clock hit 000, I saw the emotion overcome you. What are the words right now? Maybe there are no words, but if you can make words, what are they?
Well, I'm just proud of them. They from where they were, you go back to the summer that when I first started, and we went to a little summer shootout, and it was bad. And there's a lot of things to clean up. Pretty much the same roster. We lost a few seniors from last year. But to see how far they've come, just how clean they play and how much they bought in, there's still a lot that we left on the table, and I guess that's a coach's perspective. But to see how much they've overcome and kind of the reputation that we've had to be able to overcome that and put on a good show tonight against a Van Meter team that really should be at state. We got a really tough draw there. They deserve to be at state. They're one of the best 8 teams in the state for sure. So credit to them and the program that they've built. It really is an honor to be on the same floor as them. We were able to get it done for 32 minutes. So.
You told me before the game that you trusted your guys' senior experience. That kind of looked evident tonight down the stretch.
Yeah, and we do show flashes of youth here and there. We ask a lot out of our young guys, but we also ask even more out of our seniors. And our seniors just refuse to go down without a fight. There are a couple big rebounds at the end, a couple big shots at the end, being strong with the ball. Plays that really only seniors can make. And, on Tuesday we had a buzzer beater from a senior. Or with a second left that won the game for us. And tonight it was really just that tough physicality that they brought that you only really get when you're a senior. So it's win or go home, and we're excited we get to practice another week. So.
You guys had to work through foul trouble for most of the game. Ryan fouling out, Caden fouling out, Baylor playing most of the second half with 4. But you guys are able to still find a way with other guys. What does that say about the balance offensively?
Well, we're pretty much always in foul trouble, and we ask a lot out of guys, our first 2 or 3 guys off the bench. And, the guys beyond the bench at the end, they're the bench mob. They're loud, they're energetic. But we ask a lot conditioning-wise, and we ask a lot execution-wise by our top 7 guys, or 8 in some cases. And so, we're used to playing with foul trouble. We're used to towing that line. Baylor almost always has 4 fouls. Ryan almost always has 4 fouls. But we ask a lot out of them, and so that's kind of to be expected. So I was proud of them. Last year we probably had 4 guys foul out of this game. This year we only had 2. So.
Offensively, what's your biggest takeaway from tonight?
Well, we're learning to be strong with the ball. We're learning how valuable it is to drive and jump stop. We've been trying to get them to drive and jump stop instead of drive and jump to pass. And so learning to play with physicality, because defensively we're a pretty physical team. And so offensively it's learning to play physical as well. And not travel, not throw passes away, and so that really is a game-by-game thing. But learning to play with physicality, it was on display tonight.
10-point lead with 2 to go. They get it down to 1. What are the thoughts there down the stretch?
The thoughts down the stretch were that I told the boys in a timeout they were going to make a run, and that wasn't to be to be negative or anything. I just said they're going to make a run. They're a good team. They have a bunch of seniors that weren't going to go down easy either, and so I think them hitting a couple threes, we kind of expected that. Now, I didn't expect it to get all the way down to 1, but them hitting a couple threes was kind of expected. And if it wasn't a 2 or 3 point game, it wouldn't be a Red Oak game.
You talked about the seniors. This is a senior class that is freshmen. We're part of a 1-win team. How joyed are you for them to get to experience this?
Well, my goal as a coach, above all, is to give kids a positive experience and memory that they can always look back on. And so that's kind of what we keep preaching, is that you're going to remember this, win or lose, you're going to remember this. And obviously I wasn't around when they were freshmen, but just to hear kind of where they were at to where we're at now. They're growing up. They're growing up. They're becoming young men. They're learning to care for each other. They're learning how to care, which sounds weird, but learning to actually care so much that it hurts to lose. And when you care so much it hurts to lose, then you play harder because you're not afraid to lose at that point. So.
State tournament, I know you guys want to enjoy right now, as you should, but just what are the preliminary thoughts or the mentality going into that? Obviously, we don't know who you're going to face yet, but what do you want to see from your team?
Well, I want to see him compete. Obviously, I don't know who the other 7 teams are. We'll have a meeting soon to kind of figure out who's who and all that. But I know based on who is left in the 16, that there's not a single bad team left. I mean, obviously, but there's only elite teams left, and we're honored to be a part of that group of 8. So I'm excited to see who we get. Excited to start practicing next week. I told the boys they could get Monday off if they win this game. So we're excited.
Congrats, Coach.
Thank you.